There you go. Thank you.
Okay. It is 6:02, February 14th, 2023. This is the regular meeting of the Sewer Commission via Zoom. I'm John Reynolds, Chairman of the Sewer Commission, and I'd like to start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. So, Bill, if you want to hold that up. Mike, you want to start us out?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
To the flag of the United States of America,
and
and to the republic
republic
which
for
it
which it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
justice
for all. Okay. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting of the Sewer Commission is being recorded and will be able to be found on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel after the meeting. The following information is also provided for members of the public that would like to participate in the meeting remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the link to join the public meeting webinar found on the posted agenda, or from a telephone, dial the toll-free number 888-475-4499 and enter the webinar ID number 897-8112-9538. If you have not registered with Zoom, you will be asked for your name and an email address. No participant ID is needed. Just press pound when asked. I'll do a roll call to confirm all the members that are present and that they can hear me. Brett Ramsden,
Here.
Dave McDonald,
see his pocket.
I'm here.
okay. Mike Nault,
Here,
and Mike DeVakis will not be here tonight, and I for myself. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Bill Bernard,
I'm here.
Barb LaFave,
Aye.
and Jane Rainley.
Here.
And Paula will not be joining us tonight.
No, she's not feeling well. Best
Yeah.
wishes out to Paula.
Yeah. Barb, I don't think I'm not seeing everyone's image, which is fine. It just, is there anyone from the public that's not part of the Sewer Commission, the Sewer Department watching?
No, not
Okay,
at this
so-
time.
So there's no public comment from the public. Does anyone from the commission have any public comment? Okay, none. Any announcements?
I have one. If
Okay,
the
go ahead,
commission does.
Barb.
Happy Valentine's Day.
No.
Thank you, Barbara.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
No, come on.
You have your Valentine's vest on there, Barb.
Did I had to dress for the occasion.
It looks like Mike Nault had his Valentine's shirt on.
yes, I do.
All
Good for
dressed
you.
up. We
Okay,
also, John, I'm sorry.
ahead.
I just wanted to announce that we are going to have a public hearing for policy updates on February 28th at the start of our regular meeting, for anybody interested in changes to the sewer use regulations.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, no appointments tonight. First on the agenda is the budget. I don't know, was everyone able to pick up the most recent copy from Barbara or be able to view it?
Yes, I went twice.
Okay,
Yes.
I did not go twice.
okay. Dave, you weren't with us the last meeting. Does anyone have any questions about the budget as it exists right now?
Want me to share the screen, John?
Yeah, why don't
Yeah,
you do
Mr.
that? Sorry.
Chair, He's
Dave,
doing that. When does this budget have to be ratified by, Barb?
We still have time. We usually get a draft to the town manager before she presents, the general fund actually to FinCom, which we are not really a part of, but that's the timing. Doesn't have to be final until it gets closer to the FinCom presentation, which is March 23rd. But I will continue to work on it. We'll have it on the agenda even next meeting on the 28th. Hopefully by then I've got the betterments and debt service and the transfers on there, so it should be more complete. But it doesn't have to be finalized.
I'm just
This is the operating budget mostly that we just want to look at. The other items that go on, you don't have as much say. It's the betterments and the debt service that,
Right.
No, but I'm just wondering if you're carrying any kind of line item for anything that's coming up with the 40B.
No, it should be almost a year before we hear back on more. It has been sent off to the Housing Authority for review of the stipulation, so there is nothing on here for that.
I mean, one of the reasons I wanted a contract with an engineering firm, Wright Pierce, it was because if any questions come up related, mostly related to 40B, but it can be used for anything. So I guess that's really the only thing in there that was added potentially because of the 40B.
Yep. Well, I'm looking at line item 5B, 5C, 5D. And you have it budgeted in there. I don't even know if I would put that in, Barb, if I were you. That's the ACWA money.
Yeah, and that's again, when these lines go to the town manager and the town accountant, they usually will tell us yay or nay. They were put in there as placeholders because we wouldn't spend the ARPA money unless it was received, so they are a wash. And I definitely plan to have a conversation with Heather, whether those should remain or be taken out.
I mean, even if the town was stable without the impending abatements, I don't think we're gonna get all three of them.
No.
I might get
Right.
one.
Right.
Right, but the way it's set up, and Barbara, correct me if I'm wrong, is that like you said, it's really kind of a wash and it's in there just to keep it visible for now.
Correct, because we've got offsetting revenues for the same amount. I cannot see my view.
Okay, any other questions?
Mr. Chair, I if I could just ask for bring it up at the next meeting, just so I can look at it. I'm wondering what the other board members feel about it.
Dave, you're kind of breaking up. I'm not sure I understand you.
What I like is to have an opportunity to look at this at the next meeting as well. Trying to look
Yes,
into it.
I'd like to keep it on the agenda for every meeting until after the FinCom presentation.
But I'm wondering, Mr. Chair, what the other members feel about the budget so far.
Mike, Brett?
Well, after, last week's little line by line, I'm, pretty comfortable with it at this point. But yeah, I agree. Let's just keep moving forward.
Yeah. Brett?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to keep it an appearance on the agenda, but keep it moving forward.
Yeah. And I'm in agreement. I was comfortable with the budget at the end of the meeting for the last meeting. But yeah, definitely, I want to keep it on the agenda for every meeting until, as I said, after the FinCom. And, once Barbara gets, page 4 done, I think that will help us a lot too.
Well, I think one of the concerns I got there is on line item number 8 and 9, which is the usage for Fitchburg and Leominster. Barbara, wasn't Leominster up for an increase this year on their rates?
We have not heard anything. There's not been any vote.
Or was it Fitchburg that was going to raise the rates? Was one of them going to raise?
We have not, no, we had them both last year. It's one of the reasons why we were doing a rate increase. And Fitchburg had raised them substantially for like 3 or 4 years in a row. So at this point, I haven't been given any, idea that it's going to be raised. I can check it out and check with both of them.
Well, I mean, I would, just because
But I
if
have not heard.
we have to look at ours, but I'm hoping there's no increase this year myself, but
Yeah, Barbara, if you could contact them.
Mhm.
Check into that.
Yes, I will do that.
Of course, by the next meeting, right?
Say that what?
I said, of course, by the next meeting.
Of course.
Okay.
Barbara, the budget, you did a nice job. It looks good.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions, suggestions regarding the budget? No? Okay. Next item is policy changes. Barbara, you want to sort of briefly go through each one of these and we'll see if anyone has any questions?
Sure. I think I've sent most of the items. I have sent all of the items to you
Right.
at one point or the other. We've had a conversation with council. It started because we were implementing or hoping to implement the oil water separator regulation. And all of a sudden realized we hadn't put in there about annual permit or penalties for not complying. So we went ahead and put that in and sent it off to council. He took issue with us charging anything but a flat fee for permit fees. And his basis is the fact that anybody could contest it, saying it doesn't cost you more to print out a permit for a non-compliant customer versus a compliant. So what we have thought we would do is we change the annual fees, if it is acceptable to you all, to $150 per year for both internal and external. And that's because that was the lowest amount for grease traps prior. That was a compliant internal was $150. So we didn't really want to go lower. So we did $150 across the board for that and oil and water. And then we would just be better about enforcing penalties after 30 days for non-compliance. And we're proposing that somewhere along the line, someone said the $50 non-compliance fee was quite low. So we're proposing doing it as, if somebody after 30 days, and with sufficient warning, we usually will warn people, hasn't complied, we would send them an invoice for $100. And then another 30 goes by. If they're not complying, they enter into that $25 a day. But it was just a slight change. We just wanted to be more actually proactive on the non-compliance instead of looking at it once a year and hitting it with the annual permit fee, that we would enforce it during the year. So we did that for the grease trap regulation, and then we've updated the oil water separator regulation, with the same idea. And those were acceptable to council. So I just need to know if they're acceptable to you guys.
Okay. My opinion is that they are, but I'd like to hear from everyone else.
I find them
Dave?
acceptable.
Okay. Okay, so Brett, you said you find those acceptable. Mike?
Yeah, I looked through and fine with me.
Okay, Dave?
Just in a nutshell, we increased it? Or decreased it?
No, we actually just went with, on annual permit fees. We stayed at the rate that we offered prior compliant internal customers. So we didn't go down at all. We didn't go higher. We just did 150 for a annual permit.
Okay,
And then
I-
as someone goes through the year and is non-compliant, they would get billed.
yeah, I agree.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
but I don't think this is something we need to vote on. It's going to be part of the public
Right,
hearing.
public hearing.
Okay.
Right.
Next one, Barb.
Yeah, it was just the deduct meter policy, as John brought up at the workshop last week, just to give you a heads up. He went through the process of an application to install a deduct meter and found something that was not, he believed was not necessary. So I have removed the requirement that the applicant provide a copy of the plumbing permit, because we also require the plumbing inspector's signature. And Gary Williams will not sign off unless there is a permit on the book. So it was kind of duplication of effort. And so we've made that change to the deduct meter policy that we had presented before, that had, I think we added the cubic feet requirement, and I think that was
Right.
mostly it. But
Right.
so that's the most recent change, and that would be part of the public hearing.
And I have to admit, I was a commissioner who voted that the building permit, the permit be included as part of the submission package, which I don't know where it was that night, but that was a mistake. Anyway, that's my opinion. Brett, how do you feel about it?
I'm okay with that change.
Okay,
I'm
Mike?
actually
Okay,
quite
sorry.
happy. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm actually glad that one of us had that opportunity to go through that, giving you a new perspective and making sense to make a useful change in this case.
It was actually kind of embarrassing as I was going through the process.
Yeah, we don't want to do that to our customers either.
Right. Mike Knoll?
I was thinking maybe we could get them to notarize it too, because that's always a fun little thing, like, no, everything's good, it's all fine.
Okay, Dave?
You're muted, Dave.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were coming from that night, either, John, but that's okay. I like it.
Were you on the commission back then?
I don't know, was I?
I
Probably.
don't think so. Anyway.
That's probably home going, what is he doing?
Right. Okay, so Barbara, it sounds like those three updates are fine to be part of
Okay.
the package for the public hearing.
All right. I have vote to approve changes. Well, I guess I would like it to be able to say that you voted to, set those permit fees at a specific date. That's okay. Since we
Okay.
voted to accept the regs prior to this, these are changes.
Okay, so does someone want to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve the changes on this Valentine's Day, 2023.
I will second that motion.
Oh, I just lost everything.
Oops.
Okay, all right, let's take a vote. Brett,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
any further discussion?
No.
Okay, seeing none, the motion's accepted.
Okay. And you were an aye also, correct?
Yes,
I
I'm
think.
sorry, an aye for myself.
All right. So just wanted to add the public hearing. The notice will be in this Friday's Lunenburg Ledger, and the documents, tracking and non, will be on file at the clerk's office and at the sewer office. so that anybody with questions can come and take a look. So,
Okay,
okay,
next item. You've got the floor again, Barb.
alrighty. Business manager, I keep putting it on the agenda in hopes that we could get further. But as it is, we're just waiting on our town manager who needs to make the appointment for you all to ratify. And she will be able to attend our 2/28 meeting. So that's the plan. We're
Okay.
still trying to move as much as we can ahead with the, with the assistant. We'll still try, but that's where we are with the business manager.
Okay, and the town manager only wants to make the appointment during a meeting, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Hey, Barb, I got a question on that. Does that person now become a member of the Personnel Committee,
The SAP, yes.
SAP? Yeah,
Yeah, business manager is on the SAP.
yeah, okay.
okay,
All right.
Yep.
That was just for your information. And again, the assistant manager trying to get to where we could post that, but that has to wait until more progress is made on assigning or appointing the business manager.
okay.
All right.
The
And then annual,
report?
yeah.
Go ahead, Barb. Go ahead.
Well, no, John mentioned previously that I had the incorrect number of years for Mike Nolt's appointment last year, or in
Yeah,
FY '22. So we will correct it. Both John and Mike were appointed to 3-year terms in May of '22. So that one correction I know of so far, and looking for anybody else's if they
Okay.
need.
No, I read it. Other than the item I mentioned, I didn't see any changes. And I'm going to assume that the dollar amounts in the third to last paragraph are correct. I have no doubt they're correct, but
Yes,
Third
those
bullet.
were all the town meeting articles.
Yeah.
Yes, those were taken from the warrant.
does anyone have any questions or comments regarding the annual report other than great job to Jane and Paula and Barbara?
Yes, thank you, Jane.
Everyone's
All
all
good.
set, I take it?
Good job,
Okay.
Jane.
Thank you.
Okay, Barb, the Q3 commitments.
Q3 commitment. I don't think we need a vote on the annual report. You'll all see it in your town report.
Right,
Q3 bills went out for February 1st, and the amount is $249,280.14. And we will have a lovely commitment and warrant at the office if possible for your signature. Just so we can get it off to the town accountant and the collector. So it's for $249,280.14. Just need your vote to approve the commitment.
okay, so you need a motion here, huh? Does someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we vote on making the commitment.
Anyone want to second that?
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion? No? All right, let's take a vote. Brett,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Dave,
And an aye from me.
and an aye for myself. Motion is passed. Pond View.
On View Estates, I think everybody was sent the stipulation and the waiver denials that the ZBA processed at the ZBA hearing on 2/8. And that's where we stand and will stand for quite some time. Council thought it would take 9 to 12 months before the HAC to rule on it and get back to council. So this is put on hold for a while until we hear back.
Okay.
Okay,
Do you think we should just keep Pond View on the agenda just for visibility? Or should we just wait?
Mr. Chair, I'd probably keep it on for visibility.
Keep it off or on?
Keep it on just in case we mention something.
Right, okay. I think so too. Any other thoughts?
I agree with that.
Okay. And I know you do too, Mike.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Minutes. Did everyone have a chance to read the January 31st minutes?
I did.
Okay.
I also.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Someone want to make a motion to accept the minutes?
Mr. Chair, I put a motion that we accept the minutes from the last meeting. I don't have the date in front of me.
131.
131.
There you go, 131.
Okay. Someone want to second that?
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a vote. Brett,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Dave,
I,
and I for myself. Minutes from the January 31st meeting are accepted. Barbara, the business managers report.
alrighty. Grease trap issues, Il Forno was the one we were waiting on, hearing about a pump out and wanting an inspection of it at the same time. So we did hear today, it will be on Friday between 7:30 and 8 a.m. We've already reached out to Al and he would like to also be present. I didn't know if a member or members of the sewer commission would like to also attend. It will be being pumped out by AgriCycle on Friday
Do you have a time on that?
between 7:30 and 8 a.m. Pumpers usually come out very early before a restaurant opens, so it's all, I'm surprised it's actually this late. I think they did that because they knew people wanted to attend.
Okay.
Okay, so if anyone wants to attend, it's there at Il Forno on Electric Ave on Friday. We are still talking about setting up internal inspections of the traps. We haven't nailed it down yet, so I'll send out, if we determine it'll be same day, I'll let you know, and if not, we want to just coordinate with Al again. And
Barbara.
Paula.
have you checked with the Board of Health? Do they do that now? Somebody told me that they do it, the local Board of Health.
I will check.
Man,
I think they do it for most other towns, but I don't know if ours does, but I would be happy to check.
To say they always refuse. They wouldn't do it, which
Right.
never made sense to me. Let's hope you're right. Maybe.
Yeah, Dave, did you hear something different from someone?
I was talking, I forgot who I was talking with, but they said that the Board of Health does do the inspections.
That would be great.
It'd be nice, yes.
It
Yeah.
would. I'm not sure they're following our regs where we have asked for the logs to be posted near, although that is plumbing code, so I can check.
Okay, great.
A&D Crossroads did submit a half-finished report that showed that it was pumped out within the correct time frame, so that's good. That's really the most important thing, is that they keep up with that. But the report was incomplete. Paula has sent it back to, I think it was Wind River on that one, and we did not receive any of the $25 a day fee that was assessed since November 11th, which was the date we determined was the beginning of non-compliance. So we'll keep checking on that, and we have let David Brembia know that we are awaiting that until he meets all the compliance. We're going to still be hounding him. Board of Health has been informed as well, because that's part of when you don't comply for way too long, we have to let the Board of Health know. And we did get a report. The report did have at least that they went to a 12-month frequency recommendation, which both Paula and I we disagreed with, and we want more information from Wind River, because this is a site that usually needs far more frequent pumpings. We don't necessarily, we
Right.
just want to know, thought went into them saying 12-month pumping frequent.
I mean, I know the grease, the interceptor is fairly new.
Right.
And it's pretty big. And if they keep their internal grease traps clean, which I think ultimately flow out to that, maybe that's the case. I mean, a year just doesn't make any sense, but we'll see.
Right, and our regulations are 6 months minimum unless they apply for a waiver, so you can't keep it 12 months without having more information to you guys, so.
Okay.
All right, and first Tuesdays, our logs are all in, the ones from January. We've received all establishments' logs. Next was with the umbrella or the consulting contract with Wright Pierce. Did receive word back from council that their current format with the general engineering services agreement and task order is acceptable for this type
Yeah.
of contract only. Were we to
Excuse me,
go
Bob.
with, oh, yep,
Do you see the satellites going across?
did I? I did not. Go
Can't-
ahead,
can't-
Dave.
Like, if you look out your window, they're right over our house.
Satellites are over us. I'll be back.
You talking about a Chinese balloon?
Oh, it's a string of lights. It's these satellites from Musk. You guys see it? A beautiful night. Wow, look at that. Can you guys see that?
No, I'm
No.
at my desk.
No, I mean, can you see it on my phone? I'm showing it to you on the phone. You can't see that?
That is amazing.
Mike, can you see it?
Yeah, it's amazing that the line, it's a perfectly straight line right across.
I can't
Pretty cool.
see it on mine.
I guess you probably have to be on the lakefront property to be able to see that clearly.
Wow, good one, John. We paid front row tickets. Wow, that's pretty
Whoa.
awesome. I wish I could show it to you better, but anybody can go out the window is going from west to east.
Hmm.
Wow, there's a lot of
You
them.
gotta get something for all those taxes, John.
Yeah.
Right, if you look out your door, they're right in front of, they're going right over your house.
Hmm.
And that's the end of it.
It's pretty
Okay.
crazy.
Okay, Barbara, go ahead.
All right. So we had received word from council that the contract for Wright Pierce was acceptable. I did send it to you earlier today. It's set up to be signed by the town manager. Most town contracts are signed by town manager. So I just wanted to get your vote of approval to accept the $2,500 contract with Wright Pierce, and then I can send it off to Heather.
Didn't we actually vote on that last meeting?
I don't
I mean,
remember.
obviously,
We've received, well, I hadn't really gotten council's approval at that point.
Right.
I'm not sure. Jane, do you remember you were doing minutes?
well, even if it did, I think there's probably no harm in
Yeah,
I'm
I
back.
don't see a vote.
okay.
Um,
So we need a vote to accept this contract as written.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Yep.
Does someone want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the contract from Wright Pierce for $2,500.
Okay. Anyone want to second that?
I'll
Hey, Dave,
second
you're on
that.
camera now. Okay, Mike seconded it. Any further discussion? No, take a vote. Brett,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
and I for myself. The motion's accepted.
I've got town caucus on here for 327. I think we've heard that Mike DeVakis is not planning to rerun.
Correct.
Brett is, we are hoping. Brett will run again.
I'm seriously considering it.
Awesome.
You're the man.
Yes, you are.
Okay,
So we'll need people.
Sucker
at
for
caucus
punishment
to
like
run
you all.
okay.
Okay, and I do not have any invoices, and that is all I have for tonight.
Okay. Anyone want to add any action items for future agendas?
The only question I got is I think we should go back and review the maintenance program again,
The which program?
the maintenance program.
Okay. Does everyone have a copy of the report that was issued by Wright Pierce?
Bill, do you have a copy?
Say it again,
I have
David.
a copy of it in the office, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I like your shirt. I got one just like that.
Thanks.
So how about Mike and Brett, do you have copies of the report issued by Wright Pierce? Was it, how long ago was it, Barbara?
Not sure which report you're talking about.
The maintenance report.
Maintenance plan?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I do not.
Okay.
I thought we all had that.
So
Didn't
Brett, you
send
have
that to
one?
Everybody, Barbara?
Yeah,
Not in this package, right? I
No, no,
have it, right, yeah.
Dave, do you have a copy?
I might have one upstairs in my office.
Okay.
I'll take a look at the computer.
And Brett, sounds like, so, and I have one, so if you could print one for Brett or email it to Brett or,
Sure.
That'd be great.
Everybody else is good?
I'm all set, yeah.
Barbara, do you have the maintenance program in the budget somewhere? We should have a separate line item, right?
No, it's scattered throughout with infrastructure or I&I. It's jetting, it's manholes, it's all scattered throughout.
Did we have a separate line item before when we started this?
For the maintenance plan itself,
For the maintenance program, yeah. How much do we gotta let the DPW director know how much he's gonna spend? Like we did with Rob, remember that?
I do not. Bill and I went over the budget and these are the numbers he's come up with on the line items that he tore, for the maintenance plan activity.
Yeah, Dave, I know what you're talking about. We came up with a number that represented the, I think it was it 100,000, 120,000?
Yeah.
For maintenance. That I think if, what Barbara's saying, if we add up the jetting and the manholes and et cetera, that would be the number.
I apologize. Capital expenditures, we had reduced it to 50,000 for FY20, right? I think
Yeah, that's what we called it, a capital expenditure, if you remember
capital
right.
expenditure for planned non-ARPA expenses.
Right.
Actually, no, Bill had upped it to 96,000, so it is in there. I apologize, Dave.
All right, so do we have a capital plan line item?
Yes, line item 5A under the other departmental expenses on the budget.
I left my glasses outside to look at the satellite. Hold on. Okay, as long as we know, and as long as Bill knows that if he has a problem, he can borrow from that category. Above and beyond what we put in there for jetting and stuff like that.
Right. This is, I've got it up on the screen again. That 96,000 in here for planned expenses. And well, I guess it's not too complete, but
Okay, can-
Bill had, I believe it was, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was pump station upgrades and manholes if we were not to receive any ARPA money.
Correct. It was what, 56,000 for the pump station upgrades and 40,000 towards manhole repairs.
Correct.
And Bill, you still have a separate budget for jetting and all that as well?
Yeah,
Yes,
what line was that?
that's up under the purchase of service section.
It's 1C.
Yep,
Okay, so you have the aqua funds in here twice then, right?
right. Once for revenue and once for expenses. And
You
so
don't,
that's a wash. So if we hear that we will not be getting ARPA, those lines would just come out. Right now, they're a wash for each other.
yeah, so they're not calculating any of these numbers.
Correct.
Thanks, Barb. Thanks, Bill.
Any other action items for future meetings? Okay. Barbara, I'm not seeing most people, so I can't tell if anyone from the general public is joined.
We do not have any public on the call.
Okay. Any public comment from commissioners or the staff?
Yeah, I have one, Mr. Chair. Just want to say happy Valentine's Day to my wife. She's making a beautiful dinner tonight because we didn't go out for dinner because we're having this meeting. And and again, happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're gonna make it up to Betty, right? Because she had to make dinner.
Yeah, it's a good, she actually, it's good for me because she makes good meals. Oh, I mean, geez.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with La Balino.
Gonna bring her out this weekend.
There you go.
Any
And the
other
next-
public? Go
Oh,
ahead.
and I just wanted to remind it, that the next meeting will also have the public hearing at the start of it. And we'll have the town manager on it as well for appointment, hopefully for a new business manager, or my replacement.
And Barbara,
Okay,
as far as I know, you got 21 days after today, is that correct?
That's what
wow.
Sam's little thing says.
I thought I moved the numbers, and you must go by the numbers.
So we have 20 days to talk you out of it?
Right.
Are those 21 business days?
Yes, those are work days.
Okay.
Are we having a party after? We're gonna have a party at the DPW. Bill, can we have a party down
Sure.
there? Yay. Okay, we gotta plan something.
Okay.
Okay. Any other public comment? I guess my only comment would be, Dave, your pink shirt looks red over Zoom. Okay, does anyone want to
Yeah, you
make
know
a
what?
motion?
I know that.
Does anyone want to make a motion to close the meeting? No?
I will make a
to close the
motion.
meeting.
There you
Okay,
go, Brett's got it.
okay. Brett made the
And I'll
motion.
second that.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a vote. Brett,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
And I for myself, the meeting is over.
Good night, everybody.
Go out and enjoy the rest of Valentine's Day.
Good night, Lunenburg. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yep. Good night.
Good night, Kitty. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Thank you all.
Good night.
Good night.